I am beyond thrilled that one of the largest corporations to ever exist on planet Earth has time and created an algorithm specifically to be a political tool and to be the fun police. I posted a video earlier that was an explanation of my experience with the unknown virus of unspecified origin. And they took it down! Let me bring up the message I got from YouTube. Hi Modalicious, our team has reviewed your content and unfortunately we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. We've removed the following content. I had diarrhea and you're telling me what texture it was after I flushed. It was a video on my experience. Okay, I did quote the news. So quoting the news is verboten. It is unauthorized information. You are not allowed to quote the things that we have deemed to be the truth. So the things that CNN are reporting as facts are not allowed to be quoted. Okay, George Orwell and Aldous Huxley, I guess were right. Or this is the future that they wanted. So I made this video based on my experience with the virus of unknown origin. With I'll just re-edit the original video. Before I do that, this reminds me of an event that I experienced in high school. You ever had one of those teachers that you did the project and it was a personal choice essay? It was a personal choice essay. And okay, this is my experience. I wrote a personal choice essay on why I think Silver Surfer sucks. This English teacher said, I don't like your personal choice essay, which was the personal choice to write whatever you wanted to. I don't like that essay. I want you to do another one. Rewrite it. I thought you said personal choice essay, which means I write it based on what I wanted to write. And you don't like the thing that I chose to write when you told me to choose something to write. Anyway. We had unknown virus of unspecified origin. I'm fairly certain that a coworker gave it to my wife and my wife gave it to me. Hindsight, it's not that bad. It sucked when I had it. We still a little stuffy and got the congestion still going on. But as the case is being reported by Washington Post and New York Times or whatever actual mainstream news sources and the CDC, areas that have been vaccinated are now exploding with cases of outbreaks and whatnot. Still got a little popping in the ears, but yeah, we've been cleared to go back to work. We've got the antibodies. We're good. But I would like to go over a short survivor guide. What worked for us. I am not a doctor. I cannot give medical advice. This product has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration to diagnose, cure, prevent, or treat any disease. If you do start to feel like you've got a unknown virus of unspecified origin, hit up the grocery store and grab as much vitamin C and fruit juices as you possibly can, because you will need the fluids. Buy up as much Campbell's chicken noodle soup as you possibly can, and by all means buy stock in Vicks. Get NyQuil, DayQuil, the stuff that you jam up your nose, and the effervescence and whatever. Our doctor prescribed vitamin C, D, zinc, And I added quinine because the Dutch figured it out 400 years ago, and apparently it works. The gin and tonic. I ignored the gin and sucked down the tonic water. It affects people differently. My wife had she coughed so hard she threw up. I had a higher temperature than she did. My temperature went up to 105, and then I downed some NyQuil and some more vitamin C and a bunch of fluids, and temperature broke and went back down, and that was fine. Like I said, still got a little stuffiness in the nose, as you could probably hear. My experience was kind of interesting. I don't know if it was all of the fruit juices that caused the diarrhea, but I definitely had that. And at one point, I was afraid to take any Pepto because all of the other things I was taking. Lots and lots and lots of NyQuil and DayQuil kind of alternate throughout the entire process. You want to be asleep for most of it. At one point, I was just exhausted from going to the bathroom, and my butthole was getting chapped. So I pulled some Marine Corps ingenuity and consumed our friend at the MRE. And it went from I went from pooping waterfalls to pushing cold clay through PVC pipe, which is a great thing because you want to retain fluids during this entire process. A MRE cracker will suck a quart of water out of your body, or at least hold it there. So you want to drink a lot of fluids. Like I said, NyQuil, vitamin C, D, zinc, and quinine. The disclaimer is you don't want to be pregnant while you're taking quinine, because apparently that does something to the unborn. Age has a factor to do with this. Age has a factor. If you are older, seek medical advice. I will say I have had worse. I am now at that age where I am going to ping everything against my experience in Afghanistan when someone complains about something. Gee, it's hot here in the middle of the country in the summertime. It's not 120 degrees in the middle of Afghanistan, and my boots aren't melting to the pavement. It's not bad. Not that bad. This was not that bad. I've had dysentery in Afghanistan, and that is way, way more miserable than being in the comfort of my own home with an air conditioner that can go down to 68 degrees. When I was sick in Afghanistan, we really didn't have too much in words of climate control, because the giant generators and trailer-mounted air conditioners only cool or heat 20 degrees plus or minus the ambient air. So if it is a breezy 120 degrees outside, your tent is a freezing 100 degrees. If Afghanistan decides to be 4 degrees, your tent is a balmy 24 degrees. So the conditions were way worse in Afghanistan. And I think I was sick longer too. Afghanistan has its own issues. I got to spend my entire quarantine next to my wife in my own bed, on my own couch next to my Xbox. It was way better than my experience in Afghanistan. It's certainly not anything to shut down an economy over. It really wasn't horrible. And now that I've edited like 8 minutes out of this video, I should bring up. Remember back during the 2020 election, and every single party member affiliated with the letter D said that if Donald Trump came up with this vaccine, that they would never take it because we don't know how safe this vaccine is if a Republican pushed it. If a Republican comes up with a vaccine, why? We don't know how safe it is. It could be poison for all we know. Remember that? Remember when that happened? Well, Pepperidge Farm remembers. The CDC actually seems like they're pushing this idea that everyone is going to get it regardless if you want it or not. So you can either ruin your immune system and just not have the symptoms, or you can get it and be miserable for a week and a half. I'm not saying anything that hasn't been admitted by the people who have been pushing this vaccines and since the beginning of this whole thing. Election cycle. And the whole thing, it's ramping back up. Unknown virus of unspecified origin is being is an outbreak. Unknown virus of unspecified origin. Conveniently just before the midterms. No surprises. So, vitamin C, D, zinc, quinine, NyQuil. If someone's name happens to be on the patent for the unknown virus of unspecified origin, marketed, patented, and created in a lab, and your name is also on the antidote created for the unknown virus of unspecified origin, there might be some correlation, causation, and if the antidote patent number happens to be 666. Real quick. Can you imagine being in a boardroom meeting and somebody says, hey, we're going to do this thing unrelated to this unknown virus of unspecified origin, immunosystem related, unrelated to this. Imagine just being in a meeting and somebody says, hey, we've got a product and we're going to patent it 060606. And the entire boardroom says, great idea, do it. We're going to make a G.I. Joe. And he's going to have a Tri-6 on his chest. Think he's going to be a good guy? Okay, let's do this. Let's make an action figure. We're going to put a swastika on his chest. Is he going to be a good guy? Probably not. I'm not a doctor. I can't give medical advice. This product has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration to diagnose, cure, prevent, or treat any disease. But what worked for me? Vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, quinine. Lots and lots of fluids. You're going to go through a lot of fluids. So highly suggested. Get yourself some MREs when you're sick. Oh, what else? A lot of video games. I'll be making some videos on all of the things that we watched while we were sick. It is extensive because you're kind of miserable just staring at the TV screen, and why not watch all that the streaming services have to offer while you're stationary? And we're alive. We now have the antibodies. I'm not going to get the vaccine. Thank you for all the thoughts and the prayers for all of the people that know me personally. I profoundly apologize for having to deal with that. It doesn't affect your credit score or anything, but knowing me is a chore. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. All I can do is read. This product has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any disease, even though the obvious preventative for scurvy and rickets is an orange. That's why people call the British limeys. Sometimes, is it Occam Fraser? Sometimes whatever. Sometimes the simplest answer is the correct one. Boost your immune system. Load yourself up with the essential vitamins and minerals. They are called essential for a reason. You die without them. There is a reason certain vitamins and minerals and proteins were put on this planet in the first place. I believe that our Creator purposefully put certain minerals on this planet to battle various diseases, and it would be silly of us to refuse to use the things that our Creator put on this planet specifically to fight these diseases. That is my 45 cents in that area. If you do get the unknown virus of unspecified origin, don't have a heart attack over it. You're not necessarily going to die, as the news is telling you. I do vaguely remember something in the Bible about men's hearts failing them for fear. This would be a reason, because if the news is telling me it's going to happen, that if you get this you will die, don't believe that. If you are immunocompromised, yeah, I can see there being an issue there. Like I said, boost your immune system any way you can. I've got a buddy who 100% believes in colloidal silver, and I agree with him. Silver was used, again, the limeys figured it out. Drop a silver coin in the water supply and that'll eliminate bacteria. So silver does something really cool against bacterial infections. Once again, this product has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration to diagnose, cure, prevent, or treat any disease. So don't sue me. What are you going to get? G.I. Joe collection or books? I don't need money. I'm a veteran. I'm not going to save money either. I spend it on G.I. Joes and books. To wrap up an already long video, take the advice of 1980s Hulk Hogan. Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and be true to yourself. Be true to your country. Be a real American.